When it comes to Boy Kills World, it's as bloody and gory as promised, and it's an action movie that, in its latter half, tries to switch things up to what some may consider good results. To summarize the film, since Boy was a child, his focus has been on revenge. Hilda Vanderkoy killed his mother and his sister right in front of him and left him for dead. Luckily, a man who's simply known as a shaman raised him, trained him, and prepped him for what needed to be done, and now with Boy old enough, he has decided to go through Hilda's family and end the tyranny that she has caused and get justice. So get into a review section. Top level highlight, well, not top level, but regular size highlight, is that when it comes to this film, it has brutal action. For what it is, the young boy being trained by the shaman to the adult version, all this hand-to-hand combat kind of felt reminiscent to what Beatrix Kiddo did in Kill Bill, for seeing him brutalize folks with guns, blades in his bare hands. It just gives you a wonderfully violent film. And although it doesn't have the sound needed to really make you wince and grimace, but also like action movies with blood splatters and people lose their limbs or get notable injuries, this will entertain you. With that said, on the opposite end, toward the end of the film, you can potentially get emotional. Because throughout the film, we watch as Boy has conversations with his little sister Mina, as he knew her when she was a child. And with him being the older brother and suffering so much in life, you can see her as a silver lining, the angel on his shoulder, however you want to put it. And I even say he's more so avenging Herb than his mother, considering his mom might be a memory, but his little sister is damn near just part of his consciousness. So, as we get to the end of the movie, Mina's presence becomes even stronger, and it's part of what keeps him alive and from utterly becoming consumed by revenge to the point of nothing else mattering. And that is perhaps what gets you emotional. She is there to remind him that while he has spent years, maybe more than a decade, preparing for revenge, that doesn't have to be the sum of his life. He still needs to have fun, laugh, enjoy a bowl of cereal, and he can't lose his humanity in the pursuit of eliminating tyranny. With that said, getting to the on offense portion, this movie is potentially campy. Nah, it's just campy. For when it comes to the Vanderkoy family, they aren't written to be fearsome. They are all a bit weird, whether it's Melanie, who dances on that line of being so bad she's good, for with the way Michelle Dockery plays her, you want to laugh, but you also recognize that 90% of her lines are just corny. Then you throw in Gideon, her brother, who seems to be the same character we often see Brett Gelman play, just with some sort of power at this point. And you continually get actors who feel like they are hamming up a bit, sometimes a bit too much, but then the violence balances that out and brings some sort of seriousness to the situation. Which leaves the last topic in. If you're somebody that's into world building, Boy Kills World doesn't do that. For in Boy Kills World, we're told that Hilda Vanderkoy led a revolution, and decades later she became a villain. Now, who was the former big evil? What did they do to inspire revolution? That isn't gone into. Heck, even in terms of character development, Shaman as to why Hilda felt so threatened by him, again, that isn't gone into. You assume that he could be the revolutionary who was supposed to overthrow her, but in the movie, his only supportive relationship is known with Boy, so that seems unlikely. And truth be told, while you can see maybe somewhat depth toward the tail end of Boy Kills World, at the same time, it's really a film that just builds up enough of the world, enough of the motive for characters to justify and for you to understand why things get violent. And in some ways, can that be a problem? Can that be frustrating? Absolutely. But it's literally, the title of the film is Boy Kills World, so to expect depth and really something out of this film kind of seems naive, but at the same time, it's an hour and 55 minutes, so it can't just be bashing heads in for nearly 2 hours. Overall, when it comes to Boy Kills World, it delivers what it's promised in terms of violence and gore. It was representing the idea that it could have given us even more than that. It's unfortunate that it taps into that potential, but not really has it realized until towards the end, but it's still a very fun ride.